gonna die. Going too fast. I'm taking 3.
I'm going for the St. Louis now.
Oh no!
Son of a bitch.
You get your 2?
Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thotgor here, of course. And today, instead of showing some gameplay, I wanted to just, take a look at commander abilities. Well, captain abilities, I suppose. The reason why I want to do this today is myself and Rommel have been talking about commander abilities and potentially about respecking maybe some of our commanders. So I wanted to, just do an overview of the commander abilities, take a look at what I've got on my ships, and then as well I'd like to know from you guys. So I'd like to know what commander abilities you guys might have on your ships, what you think is more important than maybe something else that I might have, and as well maybe some suggestions that I can use when I go to respec my captain. I'll take a look at 3 captains. So we'll take a look at the Maquis, the Megami, and the Fubuki, however you want to pronounce it. I don't have any aircraft carrier captains to take a look at. I mean, look, no aircraft carriers here. I have been thinking about it. I just need 8,400 experience, and I can unlock the Hosho. So I might do that, especially with the new patch 0.4.1 carrier balancing. It might be something I want to take a look at, but I'm not there just yet. You can see I've got very little money, 287,000, and when I do have enough, I'm buying my Farragut. That's my next purchase. After the Farragut, I really want my Ubaki, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so we'll take a look at some captains. Let's start off with my battleship captain in the Maquis. Now, he's still retraining, so gonna be a while on that guy before he actually gets to use these abilities, but whatever, we'll take a look at the ones he has. On my battleship, things that I value. So I value a high rate of fire, if at all possible. I value traverse turn speed. I want to be able to repair my ship, and I want to be able to mitigate damage I take. So those are generally what I'm looking for in abilities. So I definitely got basic firing training. I see that as being necessary. I definitely got ship survivability. I also see that as being necessary. I did get fire prevention because in battleships you're set on fire a lot, and your repairs typically on cooldown when you need it. So at least with that, it'll reduce the time I burn, or rather reduce my chance of catching on fire. Expert marksman, yeah, goes without saying, I want my turrets to turn faster. This high alert, I want my repair to cool down as fast as humanly possible so I can use it as often as I need it. And superintendent, so yeah, again, I want my extra heal, I want my extra scout or fighter plane, whichever I choose to have on my ship. And then in the 4th level abilities, I really want last stand, but I also want advanced firing training. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go advanced firing training first. Reason for it is on your Izumo and your Yamato. Part of the secondary armament are turrets, triple turrets that essentially came right off of Megami, and I want those turrets to be able to shoot as far as humanly possible so I can do as much damage as possible to the enemies. Fun fact, on the Megami, historically, it did have the triple turrets, and then they were refitted with the double 8-inch turrets, right? Now, what they did with those triple turrets, once they took them off the Maquis, is they went ahead and they put it right on the Yamato. So that's where those turrets went, and how they used them. I mean, it was just coincidence, I guess, that they put on the Yamato. I mean, obviously they did want it on the Yamato, and it was on the Megami, but the Megami also had the need of getting higher caliber guns during its upgrades and modifications for later in the war, so it could compete more with American ships, handle more American ships. So yeah, fun little fact there. Anyway, yeah, that's really the only last stand and advanced firing training that I would want on my battleship captain for this tier 4 level here. Advanced firing training is what I'm going to get first. though when I have the points to put into it. On the 5 level ability here, yeah, I mean there's things you can rule out right away, right? Like air supremacy. Don't need that on your battleship at all. Last chance, I don't see me needing this on my battleship, although I can see where it would come in handy on a battleship, but it's not my main priority here. And concealment on my battleship, I don't see that as being important at all. You'll notice I don't have my detection thing up here, so situational awareness, I don't have that. The reason for it is in a battleship, I assume that I am always spotted. No matter what, I just assume I'm spotted, and I'm not trying to hide my massive battleship anywhere, right? So, yeah, not concerned with those. What I am looking at is preventative maintenance. I could see this as being important. I can also see jack of all trades being important. So I don't know. I'm still debating as to which ones I want. I believe Rommel was saying preventative maintenance is what he wants for his battleship, hands down. And I tend to agree, but I haven't completely ruled out jack of all trades as of yet. I do actually kind of like the idea of having this on my ship. Now, I'm curious to know what you guys have on your battleships, what you guys value on your battleships, you know, looking at the skills I have here, what you think I could change, what you think I could do better. Keep in mind, I do plan on respecking some of these captains, so I'd like to know. I mean, ideally as well, my plan is to respec the cruiser and battleship captains. I'm pretty sure. Definitely my cruiser, maybe my battleship. You can see with my battleship, I kind of spread it out, 1, 2s, and 3s, and I'm moving into the 4 level now, so we'll see. But again, I'm curious to know what you guys value in a battleship. You know, what abilities you want your captains to have, reasons for it, and just, you know, leave me a comment on the video. That'd be great. You can take a look at it. I love commenting to the, you know, replying back to your comments as well, and I see it as being very useful for us both. Let's take a look at the Megami here. Megami, cruiser, obviously. Taking a look at the abilities I have, you can tell with the Megami, I have gone really heavy on my 1 abilities, and my 2 abilities, for that matter. Let's talk about them. Like I say, you know, this is the guy that I'm thinking about respecking. He is going to be on the Zhao. This captain is my Zhao captain. It's going to be, so this captain is Zhao. My Miyoko captain is going to be the Ibuki. And then my, where is he? Kuma captain is going to be the ultimate Megami captain as I progress them up here and unlock different ships. So that's the plan. So it's the Kuma captain that I want to have these extra abilities, but you can see there's the abilities I have them now. But in terms of Megami on the Zhao, Megami captain who's going to be on the Zhao, let's take a look at these abilities. Again, I'm interested to know what you guys like that I've done here, what you think I should probably do differently, and I imagine there's a few things I can do differently here with the cruiser captain. And yeah, I mean, and the reasons why, right? I need to know why, because I'm not just going to take your word for it. Anyway, let's take a look at what I have. So I do have the expert loader. I did see this as being useful on the cruiser because I'm constantly switching between high explosive and armor piercing, depending on the targets I'm shooting at. So I thought that the extra decrease to the loading time when I'm switching over like that would be valuable. So that's why I went with that one. Now, secondary armament, yeah, I figured that was a no-brainer. You want that on your cruiser because it's going to increase the reloading time, or will decrease the reloading time on those secondary armaments, and you get better AA efficiency. On my Japanese cruisers, I've said it before, these ships I tend to run as a fleet escort, I suppose. Well, not guns is what I'm getting at. Guns are the primary armament on my Japanese cruisers. It's what I put my modules, you know, I buy modules for the guns. That's what I spend the money on. If it was an American cruiser, yeah, I'd want that AA efficiency, and I'd be putting modules on there. But because it's my Japanese cruiser, and I've got this ability here for my captain, I decided to put a point into it because any increase to the AA efficiency would be excellent. You know, I don't have to spend money on it, and plus the reload time, the secondary batteries. I want my secondary batteries to have a good range, good rate of fire, and good survivability, especially at the higher tier, like tier 10. This basic survivability, I thought that was a no-brainer, wanted it on the cruiser, so there it is. Situational awareness, I like having this on my cruiser. The reason why I like having it on my cruiser is, you know, at the beginning parts of the battle, or even later in the battle, when you can see an enemy, but you're not sure if they see you or not, and you're lining up your shots, trying to take your time so you can get those citadels, or trying to take your time to get the torpedo launch off. I like having this because then I know whether or not I'm detected while I'm doing that, and if I'm not detected, I can take a little more time with it. If I am detected, then maybe I want to just snap shoot it and get it out, see what happens, right? So I like having this on my cruiser. It is going to be an ability that stays on my cruiser captain. Obviously, aircraft, I don't need that. No point. Now, turret increase with my expert marksman, yeah, need it, want it, have to have it. Goes without saying. Torpedo armament expertise and fire prevention. So on my Japanese cruisers, I don't consider the torpedoes as being a primary armament. I'm not, when I go out into battle with this thing, I'm always trying to line up my guns, and I'm firing off my torpedoes when it's convenient for me to do so. So when I don't have to go out of my way to do it, that's when I'm firing my torpedoes. So I don't necessarily think that this was a good move to have on there. I think fire prevention would be a better skill to have at tier 2 as opposed to the torpedoes for my Megami. Yeah, it's what I'm debating with, and you know, if I do respec, this will probably this ability, fire prevention, is probably what will take over the torpedoes. Incoming fire alert, I debated. I could see it being useful at the higher tiers. Yep. Because you know, you get like Yamatos and Montanas shooting at you from like 26 kilometers away. You can't even see them. I can see it being useful. I don't have it. Debating it. This is one of the things I'd like to know what you guys think, right? Now, tier 3 ability. So I did get my superintendent. Now, this was, for me, went without question. Because at tier 9 and tier 10 on your cruisers, you get a heal ability, just like your battleships. And I want to have the extra charge on my heal ability, and I want to have my extra fighter plane. It's for how I play, I really value this. So this is an ability at tier 3 that I think is undebatable. You're going to want to have it on your cruiser. Obviously, you're going to want to have it on your battleship as well, but you know, for cruisers, I think this is very important. Dogfighting expert, no. Vigilance. Something else I've been talking to Rommel about. He really likes this ability. He says he's got it on his Omaha, and he likes it because not only does he see torpedoes coming in from a further distance, but allies around him do as well. That's what he says. I don't know if that's actually true, but you know, that's how he described it. So I can see that being very useful, especially at higher tiers when you've got you know, Kageros and Shimikazes or Shimikaze, whatever that tier 10 Japanese destroyer is called, and they've got like, you know, 20-kilometer torpedo range. They're firing torpedoes even before you think that there's torpedoes coming in. Like, you have no idea. I do it all the time on my Fubaki, even with 15-kilometer range. It's awesome. So I can see this as being useful for a third level ability. If I were to respec, I'd be curious to know what you guys thought, whether or not this is important to have on a cruiser. If you already do have it on the cruiser, you know, how do you find it work? Do your allies get to see those extra torpedoes? I mean, Rommel was saying that it creates like a visibility area around the allies, and it gives them a greater time to react to incoming torpedoes. So I definitely do see this as being useful. I'm just torn as to whether or not I want it, because I definitely want high alert. Yeah. On a cruiser, I really want that quicker cooldown on the repair party, because I'm usually, things are getting pretty hairy sometimes. You can take torpedoes, you can take bombs, you can be set on fire, and you just want to get it dealt with as quick as possible. So I do see this as being useful. So tier 3, I don't know. I think I should only have maybe 1 or 2 abilities at tier 3. Definitely I'm going to go with my superintendent. And then it's down to these two. I don't know which one to take, or I don't even know, if it's required. So I'm curious to what you guys think. Now on the 4th level abilities here, obviously, I don't need that. Last Stand, I can see it as being useful. Primary focus for me, though, is going to be advanced firing training. I want this. I want the increase to the range on my secondary battery. For the Zhao, and I mean ultimately when the Megami captain, who's currently on the Kuma, when he gets up here to the Megami, I'll probably be running the triple turrets, and I'm going to want the increase to range on them. I think it increases it to like 19 kilometers or something like that, so yeah, I want that. Demolition expert, I'm not really concerned. I can see that being more aircraft ability. You could debate it that it's for a cruiser as well, but for the tier 4 abilities, I want this. Advanced firing training, and I'm thinking about Last Stand. Now moving into the 5s, Jack of all trades, we'll start here. So I really actually do want that at tier 5. I could see it being useful, very useful. 10% decrease to the cooldown time on those modules, or consumables rather. I can see that as being very useful. Air supremacy, no. Concealment expert on a cruiser, no, I don't need it. I don't think this is important at all, even though minus 12% to your detectability range, debatable, but I don't see it as being excuse me, too useful. Preventative maintenance, I do see this as being useful, especially on a cruiser. You're usually coming under fire from other cruisers, battleships, and destroyers, so everything is usually shooting at you. Anything you can do to reduce the risk of incapacitation to your modules, I think is very valuable. I can't say whether Jack of all trades or preventative maintenance, which one I want more, I don't know, but it's between those two. Last chance, I could see it being useful on a cruiser. For me personally, the way I play my cruisers, I'm probably not going to get this ability, but I can see where it comes into play. But again, for my cruisers, because as you know, I prefer my cruisers over everything else, I would be really curious to know what you guys think about how I've distributed my points so far. What skills you think I should have, what skills I should drop, because I am going to redistribute these points here on the Megami. It's definite for me. I'm debating about my battleship, my Fubuki, but definitely on the cruiser here. So let me know what you guys think about these cruiser abilities, how you guys use your cruiser abilities, what ones that you like and think that I should consider, and what ones I have here that I probably shouldn't. And lastly, we'll do our destroyer captain. So this is my Fubuki. This guy, I probably won't respec. I might, but I probably won't. I'm fairly happy with the distribution here. You can see he has 3 points down. I'm just waiting to get him to that fourth tier. So for the destroyer, situational awareness goes without saying. Get it, you need it. For me as well, this basics of survivability, get it, you need it. I think this goes without saying. And basic firing training, I also think that goes without saying. It increases the loading time of your main batteries. Why not? Plus an increase to AA efficiency, so that's great for your American destroyers, especially with your defensive fire ability now that you get starting tier 6 and up. I think these 3 are keepers. It goes without saying, I want all 3. On my Japanese destroyers, expert marksman is incredibly important for me because I need that extra turret traverse speed. As you know, there's Japanese destroyers. Turrets don't turn too fast. You do get a nice increase when you get to tier 7 though. It actually makes them effective, but I like having this on there just for that little extra speed so I can get a few more shots off if need be. Torpedoes on a destroyer goes without question. I want it. Gotta have it. The only argument against having this skill that I would accept is if you were a American destroyer. I would accept that you don't have that ability because, yeah, your guns are really your primary armament on those destroyers, but whatever. Fire prevention, I didn't get it on my destroyer, and I'll tell you why. I didn't get it because usually when I'm on fire in my destroyer and I can't put it out right away, usually it means I'm dead anyway. So I saw this as just being a waste of 2 skill points, and that's why I didn't get it. Let me know what you guys think, though. Obviously, I'm open to changes, but I don't think you really need this on your destroyer. Moving down to the 3s, so I only have Superintendent so far. This, to me, again, goes without saying, you need it on your destroyer. You'll get an extra charge of smoke, and you'll get an extra charge of boost if you use a boost on your destroyer. So, yeah, want it. That, no, don't need it. Vigilance. Yeah, I can see it being useful on your destroyers. Especially at the later tiers, right? At the beginning of the battles there, where you're kind of scouting around in your destroyers, I could see it as being useful, especially if you're coming against some higher tier destroyers who have some great range on their torpedoes and have already launched it off, maybe in a general area without actually aiming at anything. Yeah, I could see it being useful. And again, like Rommel was saying, allies around you will see the torpedoes as well. I think I don't know that for sure, but yeah, useful. I wasn't willing to spend 3 points on it. You can say I could do it right now, but I want to get that last skill point to get into tier 4 with these abilities here before I revisit, the vigilance. But that again comes back to high alert. I'm pretty sure I should have this on my destroyer, right? For me, at the tier 3, your superintendent is unquestionable. You want it for your destroyer, and then it's down to these two. Well, it's down to those two and whether or not you want to spend another 3 points on a 3rd level ability. So, I don't know at this stage, and that's why I'm making the video today. I want to know what you guys think, what your opinions are. It'd go either way for me if I were to make a decision, like if I were to do it right now, I would get my high alert. I see that as being more useful than that. But yeah, debatable. And I'd like to know what you guys think, obviously. Well, let's go to the 4th level abilities here. So again, aircraft carrier stuff, don't need it. Not a concern at all. Last stand, yes. This is what I want from my destroyer. When I get that that one last skill point to give me 4 overall, this is what I will be researching, unquestionably. There were so many times in my destroyer that my engine is gone, my steering is gone, and I can't do anything. Just to have a little extra ability to move, yeah, I see that as being invaluable. I want it. Advanced firing training on your destroyer. I don't know if this is useful. It will increase your range, and it will increase your A defense firing range. So that's important. That's good. I would see it being more important and better used in an American destroyer, frankly, because on my Japanese destroyers, my AA is usually turned off, and when I gun things down, it's usually from a close distance, when they already spot me, because I'm so concerned about remaining concealed in my Japanese destroyers. But for an American destroyer, I would see this as being useful. Definitely. Demolition expert, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get it. I don't want it, but I can see where it would come into play. I think it would be better on an aircraft carrier or cruiser, but, you guys, that's debatable, and you'll let me know what you think. So the last tier here for the destroyers, Jack of all trades. Maybe. Don't need that. Concealment expert, yes. I want this. This will be the first tier 5 cabin ability I get. No question about it. For my Japanese destroyers, yep. Need it. Let's see here. Preventative maintenance? Yeah, I can see it being useful, for sure. And what else do we have? We have last chance here. I don't see it being useful on my destroyer. Typically when I'm that low health, I'm about to die anyway. There's already a Solval coming in to kill me, so I don't see it as being that useful for my Japanese destroyers, but yeah. Anyway, I mean, that'll about wrap up today's video. No gameplay today because I wanted to take a look at these abilities, and more importantly, I wanted to know what you guys thought of the abilities, what you guys think about the abilities I have, what abilities you have, and leave some comments. Let me know what I could do differently. Remember, I'm looking to respec my Megami captain there, so let me know what you guys think about that. And of course, as always, I thank you for taking the time watching the video, and I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day.